Shabbat Shalom, dear friends. You know, when I read this week's Torah portion about all those plagues that happened to the Egyptians, I wonder, why plagues? What was the point of all these beyond natural phenomena that absolutely were crazy? Blood, frogs, hail. Couldn't God have found a different way to cause Pharaoh to change his mind and let the people go? There's a very powerful lesson here. You see, the Egyptians were a mighty nation. They had incredible advances of technology. They really were an incredible, strong, vibrant nation. But they had one very big problem. They worshipped the nature. They worshipped the Nile. In their mind, whatever you see is what it is. There was no concept of looking above and recognizing a creator. In fact, in Egypt, you were not allowed to ask the big question, who made this all happen? Who was the creator of all of this? In their vision, in their understanding, whatever they see, that is the reality. In fact, that's why they're called Mitzrayim, which in Hebrew means Egypt. Our sages teach us that the word Mitzrayim actually comes from two words, Meitzar, me. Meitzar means limitations, and me means who. They did not allow people to ask who. Who did this? Who made all this happen? The truth is, my friends, that it wasn't just the Egyptians that limited themselves to what they see. It wasn't just the Egyptians who did not allow themselves to see beneath the surface. The truth is, we do the same. In fact, when you look at someone, we tend to judge the person based on how they appear. If you look at me, the first thing you do is you look up and see what's on my head. If I got a kippah, you say, hey, he's a Jew. He's a Hasidic Jew. He's a religious Jew. He's got a beard. He's got a yarmulke. He's a Jew. He's a Hasidic Jew. We do the same thing whenever somebody's wearing something on their head. For example, if I walk into a room wearing this on my head, you're like, that guy's a clown or a wannabe clown. On the same note, if I would walk into the room with this on my head, you would say, that guy's just probably a college kid. And if I was wearing it backwards, you would say, that guy is just some punk from the Brooklyn ghetto. We judge people all the time based on the way they appear, and it doesn't end. I once walked into a store wearing my favorite Stetson, and the guy looked at me and said, howdy, are you a cowboy from Texas, or maybe you're a Hasidic rabbi from a Texas ranch? That's the problem. We tend to judge people all the time based on how they appear. And this is the message we have to remind ourselves. The Egyptians made a very big mistake. They did not allow themselves to see beyond the nature. And that's why God brought them the 10 plagues. Because God wanted them to see, I am in charge. It's not the nature that dictates reality. I control the reality. And this is the reason why our sages tell us that we need to remember every single day the fact that God took us out of Egypt. So we need to do the same. Stop judging people based on their hats. Look a little bit lower. Look deeper. Look in their hearts. Recognize the depth and the special uniqueness of every person. Let's stop judging people based on they appear. Let's leave Egypt. Let's look upwards. Let's recognize that there's so much more than the eye can see. So please join me, my dear children, as we wish our viewers Shabbat Shalom.